study and practice English. Okay? Now you are all going to introduce yourself. Nam, welcome. Nam, can you please introduce yourself?
Hello, teacher. Good evening. I am Yut. I my full name is Yuttapum Nambong. I am 58 years old. I am retired now.
You're retired.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I live in Payao, Thailand, north of Thailand. I love to taking photos in my free time. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you so much for coming today. Can you tell me, Youth, do you have any hobbies? Do you have any hobbies?
Yes, my hobby is taking photo.
Ah,
Yeah.
great. Okay, so can you tell me, are you watching World Cup maybe?
I don't like World Cup game. I don't like.
Okay. And one more question. Can you tell me, do you have any favorite team?
A team of football, right? What team? What team?
Okay. Can you tell me, do you have any favorite team?
Favorite team?
Yes, football team. Do you have any favorite football team?
Teacher, I don't like football game. I don't like.
You said you like to play. You said you like to play football.
No, I don't like. And
Okay, can you tell me what is your hobby? I'm sorry, I don't understand. Can you tell me what is your hobby?
My hobby is taking photo. Taking
photos. I heard you said watching football.
No,
sorry.
no. I don't like
I understand. Okay, thank you. I'm sorry for not understanding.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for coming, Yot, today. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Intakam, welcome. Intakam, can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, hello everyone. My name is Cry. My nickname is Cry.
Cry.
Cry, yes. Now I live in Chiang Mai, is northern Thailand. I like to drink coffee and read books.
Okay, Cry, thank you so much for coming today. Cry, can you tell me, why did you started to learn English?
Because I would like to practice almost speaking, because I don't have anybody to speak with.
Okay, I understand. Okay, thank you so much for sharing all of these things with me. Very, very good. Now we are going to continue to go back to the lesson. Okay, so guys, as you can see, today we are going to speak about private schools versus public schools. Okay, so we are going to say what are the benefits of private schools and what are the benefits of public schools. Okay, and of course we are going to say what is bad about them. Okay. I also wanted to tell you, if you have any questions, you can raise your hand, okay? You can raise your hand, or you can write your question in the chat box. Okay? So, if you have any questions, please write it in the chat box. I am here to support you guys, okay? Now, we are going to continue. But I also wanted to tell you what is better, private or just a moment, private or public school. I will write it on the whiteboard. Just a second. Okay, so private schools versus public school admission. Sending your child to a private school means enrollment is selective and demands are uniformly higher versus a public school where they will be exposed to a wider variety of people and abilities. Okay, so this is the main difference between these two schools. Okay, so now we will continue to the page number 2. Okay, so in the page number 2, as you can see, we are going to read all of these lesson objectives. Okay, we are going to read all of these lesson objectives. I'm going to read them, and after that, in the next few slides, we are going to discuss them. Okay, just a moment. Okay, so at the end of today's lesson, you will be able to talk about private schools versus public schools. Be able to pronounce the sound and correctly. And be aware of some vocabulary relating to today's topic. Okay, I'm going to repeat this one more time. So, please listen to me very, very carefully. At the end of today's lesson, you will be able to talk about private schools versus public schools. Be able to pronounce the sounds and correctly. And be aware of some vocabulary relating to today's topic. Okay, so now in the page number 3, we are going to speak about the video. I'm going to open the warm-up video. You need to watch the video very, very carefully, because in the next few slides we are going to discuss on this page we are going to discuss and answer some questions. Okay, so please listen and watch the video very, very carefully. Okay, let me open it.
Please! No! Please! She called me ugly. Alright, class, please turn to page 39 in your textbooks. This is...
Class, make sure to give me last night's homework.
Oh, I forgot about that. You didn't do your homework? Shut up. You can't say that. That's a bad word.
I'm telling the teacher.
Yeah, you
Natalie
can't
said a
say
bad
that.
word.
Ew. What a nerd. Yeah. Sucker. Again? What? Oh, you are a rebel.
of private school or public schools.
Okay,
Yes.
I understand.
Yes.
Okay, can you tell me, did you went to the private school or did you went to the public school? Where did you go?
I went to private school when I was a kid, and almost my life is in public schools.
Okay, I understand. Okay, thank you so much for sharing that with me. Can you tell me which one do you prefer? Do you prefer more public schools or do you prefer private schools?
For me, based on my hometown, I prefer public school because in my hometown, public school have many count of students.
Okay,
Almost
I understand.
in public school in Thailand, still more than private school.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing that with me. Very, very good. Okay, now we are going to continue and see with Yacht. Okay, so Yacht, can you
Yeah.
tell me please, Yacht, what do you think about private schools and public schools?
In my opinion, I think I prefer public school. Yeah, because the public school, I think is the tuition fee is more reasonable, not expensive. Yeah, and I think the public school uh, curriculum concentrate on academic.
Okay, I understand what you want to
The
say.
the most
Okay, thank you.
yeah, the most important I think about the cost of studying. Not
Okay, and can you tell me please, did you go to private school or did you go to public school?
I I went to public school.
You went to the public school.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand. Okay, and can you tell me, did you made good friends there?
Again, please, I can't hear you.
Did you made friends in your school? Did you made a good friends?
Yes. I did.
Okay, very good. And can you tell me, what did you like about your school? What did you like about your school?
I like my school about the teacher. My teacher is very kind of me.
Sorry, can you repeat?
The teacher very kind.
Okay, I'm not sure that I understand you. Okay, never mind. Anyway, we are going now to continue to the page number 4. Thank you so much, Yacht. Thank you, Cry. Very good. I'm going to repeat this one more time. Yacht, Cry, if you have any questions, you can raise your hand or you can write your question in the chat box. I am here to support you guys, okay? So, if you have anything to ask me, you can raise your hand or you can write your question in the chat box, okay? Okay, so now we are going to continue to the page number 4. Okay, so in the page number 4, as you can see, we are going to have a free talk conversation, okay? Here we are going to work in a pair. As you can see, we have two students. We have student A and we have student B, okay? So please try to speak about our today topic, okay? Okay, so Cry, you are going to be student A, and Yacht, you are going to be student B. Cry, you are going to speak with Yacht, and you are going to choose a private school. You're going to speak about choosing a private school or public school, okay? Okay, so Yacht, you're student A, and Cry, you're student A, and Yacht, you are student B. Can you please start speaking?
Hello,
Okay.
hello, Christ.
Hello คุณยศ
How are you?
ใช่ไหมครับ Yes. My son going to school next year. I know that you have your student at the school now,
Yeah.
and what what type of school that I should to send my son to the school?
I think I have heard that nowadays many parents choose a private school for their children, for their children. They say that private school are better in quality. Yeah, you see.
Yeah.
I think private school is suitable for your son. Is suitable for your son.
Oh, okay. And how about a cost of private school?
Private school, I think is expensive, but the quality of teacher and quality of learning system in the private school is better than public school.
Very good. Good. I have to check my budget first. I'm not sure that I can send them to the private school. But
Yes.
yeah, I interest to private school for now. I want them to get good knowledge.
Yes, you are right. And you can before you decide to send your son to the private school, I think that you should have enough money for effort him.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course. I have to check the budget first. Maybe if I have more money,
Yeah.
I will not worry about the budget.
Okay.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, guys, very, very good. You did this very, very good. Thank you. Good job. Okay, so now we are going to continue to the page number 5. Okay, so guys, in the page number 5, as you can see, we are going to read the dialogue. As you can see, we are going to learn how to talk about private schools versus public schools, okay? We are going to talk about private schools and public schools, okay? So, please listen carefully, okay? As you can see, we have two persons. We have Alex, and we have Jane. Okay, Alex and Jane. You look weird. You look worried. What's wrong? I'm thinking about choosing a good school for my children. Which are you considering, a private or public school? Public schools are free, while private schools require a large investment. Because private schools often have better resources, such as teachers, equipment, and materials, compared to public schools. Yeah, my sister has highly recommended private schools because her daughter goes to one. Sending your children to a private school is not a bad choice. Okay, Cry, you are going to be Alex. Yot, you are going to be Jane. Can you please start reading?
You look worried. What's wrong?
I'm just thinking about choosing a good school for my children.
Which are you considering, a private or public school?
Public schools are free, while private school requires a large investment.
Because private schools often have better resources, such as teachers, equipment, and materials, compared to public schools.
Yeah, my sister has highly recommended a private school because her daughter goes to one.
Sending,
Okay, guys, sorry.
the last sentence, sending your children to a private school is not a bad choice.
Okay, very good. Amazing. I have to say that you guys did a really, really good job. Excellent. Okay, now we are going to continue to the page number 6. As you can see in the page number 6, we are going to learn how to talk about private schools versus public schools. Okay? So, in this page, as you can see, we are going to repeat all of these words, okay? I'm going to read all of these words, and after that, you are going to repeat, okay? So, please listen to me very, very carefully, okay? Resource, equipment, material,
materials,
investment,
investment,
choose, recommend. Okay, I'm going to repeat this one more time, okay? Resource, equipment,
material,
investment, choose, recommend. Okay, now you are going to repeat this. Okay, Cry, repeat all of these words, please.
Resource, equipment, material, investment, choose, recommend.
Okay, very, very good. Good job. Okay, Yot, it is your time. Yot, can you repeat all of these words, please?
Okay. Resource, equipment, materials, investment, choose, recommend.
Okay, very, very good. Good job. Okay, now I'm going to repeat one more time. Can you repeat after me? Okay, Cry, repeat after me. Resource, equipment, material, investment, choose, recommend. Okay, very, very good. Good job. Okay, Cry, Yot, it is your time. Repeat after me. Resource,
resource,
equipment,
equipment,
material,
materials,
investment,
investment,
choose.
choose,
And the last word is recommend.
recommend, recommend.
Okay, very, very good. Good job. Okay, guys, I have to say that you all did very, very good. You did an amazing job, okay? Now we are going to continue to the page number 7. In the page number 7, as you can see, we are going also to learn how to pronounce the sounds and correctly. And correctly. I'm going to read all of them, and after that you are also going to repeat. So you need to listen very carefully. Private, third, flexible, search, government, early, survey, first. Okay, I'm going to repeat this one more time. Please listen to me carefully. Private, third, flexible, third, government, early, survey, and first. Okay, so now you are all going to repeat this, okay? Okay, Cry, can you repeat all of these words, please?
Private, third, flexible, search, government, early, survey, first.
Okay, very good. Can you repeat the word government? Government.
Government,
Government,
Okay, very good. That was good job. Okay, Yot, it is your time. Yot, can you repeat all of these words, please?
private, hurt, flexible, search, search, government, early, survey, first.
Okay, good job. Excellent. That was very, very good. Thank you, Yot. Amazing. Okay, guys, I will repeat this one more time. If you have any questions, please raise your hand, okay? Raise your hand, guys. I'm here to support you. So, if you have anything to ask me, you can raise your hand or you can write your question in the chat box, okay? Okay, so if you do not have any questions, we are going to continue to the page number 8. The page number 8, as you can see, we will see the difference between these two sounds, okay? Sound E, private, flexible, government, private, flexible, and government. O sound, heard, search, early, survey, and first. Okay, now I'm going to make a few examples in the chat box using these words, okay? I will write them in the chat box, okay? Just a second. And one more, just a moment. Just a second. Okay, I brought a few examples in the chat box. I'm going to read them. The minister has announced that there will be no change in government policy. My schedule is flexible. I could arrange to meet with you any day next week. Survey is only concerned with women of childbearing age. Several people seriously badly hurt in the explosion. Okay, now you are going to make an example. Cry, you are going to make an example. Use one of these words and try to make an example, okay?
Okay. I am
Okay, can you
going
tell me which word?
flexible.
Okay.
I have planned to travel at Japan, and I have my schedule. My schedule is very flexible. I can change my plan every time.
Okay, very good. Can you write it in the chat box, okay?
Okay.
Okay, what about you? Yot, can you try to make an example using one of these words?
I choose the government.
Okay, try to make an example, please.
I am the officer government. I work as a community development at Payao City Hall. I am a officer government.
Okay, very good. Can you also write it in the chat box for me? Can you do that? Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, very, very good. Okay, just a moment. I have planned to travel to Japan, not in Japan, to Japan. Okay? To Japan. To Japan. Okay, let me write that. My schedule is very flexible. I can change my schedule anytime. Okay, that was very good. Thank you, Cry. Good job. Your example is very, very good. Let's wait for Yot to make an example and write it in the chat box, okay?
Yeah.
I am a officer. You can say like this. I am a government officer. Okay, government officer. You need to say the government first. I work as a community development.
Okay.
I work in a community development. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Except of that, you made a really, really good job. Okay. Thank you. Now we will continue to the page number 9. Okay, so in the page number 9, as you can see, we are going to speak about one contact that you choose. As you can see, we have 3 contacts. Contact number 1, contact number 2, and contact number 3. Okay, so guys, I am going to ask you which contact you are going to speak. Okay, so you are going to choose one contact, okay, and after that we are going to discuss it. Okay. Okay, so Cry, can you tell me which contact would you like to choose?
I should contact number 2.
Contact number 2. Public schools have larger class sizes and not much flexibility when it comes to curriculum. Okay, so can you tell me please, what do you think about public schools?
The public school have larger class size. That's true, because it's cheaper and almost students in the city came to public schools, and uh, I I went to the public school, and I met many type of people. Bad guy, good guys, and I think I can learn many things from them. You have to strong in the student social. You should not weak, and keep your learning better, or not bad. It's okay for not bad.
Yeah, okay, you can say this in many ways. Okay, but very good, I understand what you are saying. I also wanted to tell you that sometimes going to private school is better because you're maybe going to have a better knowledge about everything, okay? You will learn a lot of things, okay? Uh, can you tell me please, do you have any questions?
Mm, Actually, I don't know private school so much, but in Thailand, in my opinion, I think it's not much different for learning system, or lesson, or curriculum. I think
Okay,
it's
well, I
the
have
same.
in my country, studying in a private school is very expensive. Okay, so not a lot of people are going to the private school. Okay, because they are very expensive. Okay.
Yes, it's same of my country.
Okay.
Private school
Yeah.
very expensive.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing that with me. Very good. Okay, Yot, what about you? Yot, can you tell me which
Yeah,
contact would you like to speak with me?
I would like to choose the last one.
The last one,
Yeah,
contact number 3.
yes.
Okay, so can you tell me what do you think about private schools?
Uh, I think the private school is better than public school because I have heard that nowadays many parents choose private school for their children. They say that private schools are better in quality, and but private school I think is expensive. Yeah. Public school I think public school are not bad choice, but private school are funded through tuition fee and alumni. I think you should consider the private school.
Okay, I understand. Okay, thank you so much for sharing that with me. Very, very good. Okay, what about you? Can you tell me, do you have any questions?
No, I don't. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so guys, in this page, I'm going to open the student assessment. Here, we are going to see some mistakes that you made, okay? Yot, I have to say that you were great today. Your pronunciation was really, really good. 10 out of 10 for pronunciation. In the vocabulary box, I am going to give you the link for our today lesson, okay? In that link, you are going to find many new words about our today lesson, okay? And you also made one mistake in the grammar, okay? You said, let me find the mistake you made. I work as community development. You cannot say, you need to say like this, I work in a community, I work in a community development, okay? Or you can say, I work as a community developer, okay? Let me write that also.
Developer.
Okay, so development or as developer, okay?
Yeah.
Except of that, you did an amazing job. Really, really good.
Developer.
Okay, and Cry, you were perfect today also. You did an amazing job. Your pronunciation was great. Very, very good. But you made one grammar mistake. You said travel in Japan, okay? You need to say travel to Japan. To Japan, okay? Except of that, you also did an amazing job. Very, very good. As I said, I'm going to give you the link in the chat box also, okay? So after the class, please use that link, okay? Okay, so here, as you can see, we are going to finish our today lesson, okay? We are going to finish the lesson and I'm going to tell you what you need to do, okay? So, please listen to me carefully. After the class, you need to practice your pronunciation, practice your vocabulary, and of course, not forget to finish your homework, okay? Except of that, you guys did a really, really good job. I have to say that you were perfect. Okay, so guys, thank you so much for everything. And I hope that I will see you again. Thank you so much. Do not forget to practice and see you guys. Thank you. Bye everyone. Thank you. Goodbye. Good night, of course.
Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Caitlin, and welcome to our series of English lessons. I was just researching a private school or a public school for my son. Today, we're going to be talking about the differences of private schools or public schools. Let's watch the video.
Honey, what are you doing?
I'm still looking for a good school for our son. I prefer public school to private school, but I know you don't.
I already told you why I prefer private schools to public schools.
Well, there are many advantages to learning in a public school.
Okay, let's discuss them again now. Tell me, what are the advantages of public schools?
Well, in public schools, teachers tend to be more qualified than their private school counterparts in terms of education and experience.
On this point, I agree with you. But in private schools, parent involvement is stronger.
I don't think so. I think parent involvement is strong in both. Also, in public schools, students tend to spend more time studying core subjects.
Okay. Anything else?
I'm most pleased that public schools have enough students to sponsor activities for the kids.
Outdoor activities are important for our children.
Right? And public schools are simply bigger than private schools. They have enough students to pull off a science fair or even a computer club.
Choosing the right school for children is one of the most important decisions parents have to make. Okay, honey, let's go for public schools.
I think that's the best decision you've made, darling.
Only second to marrying you, dear.
Hi, my name is Caitlin, and welcome to our series of English lessons. I was just researching a private school or a public school for my son. Today, we're going to be talking about the differences of private schools or public schools. Let's watch the video.
Honey, what are you doing?
I'm still looking for a good school for our son. I prefer public school to private school, but I know you don't.
I already told you why I prefer private schools to public schools.
Well, there are many advantages to learning in a public school.
Okay, let's discuss them again now. Tell me, what are the advantages of public schools?
Well, in public schools, teachers tend to be more qualified than their private school counterparts in terms of education and experience.
On this point, I agree with you. But in private schools, parent involvement is stronger.
I don't think so. I think parent involvement is strong in both. Also, in public schools, students tend to spend more time studying core subjects.
Okay. Anything else?
I'm most pleased that public schools have enough students to sponsor activities for the kids.
Outdoor activities are important for our children.
Right? And public schools are simply bigger than private schools. They have enough students to pull off a science fair or even a computer club.
Choosing the right school for children is one of the most important decisions parents have to make. Okay, honey, let's go for public schools.
I think that's the best decision you've made, darling.
Only second to marrying you, dear.
Now, in this part, we will learn some common words that are often used when talking about choosing between private schools and public schools. Public school. Public school. A free local school paid for by the government. For example, he was educated at a public school. Private school. Private school. A school that receives no money from the government and where the education of the students is paid for by their parents. For example, private school may be a good choice for your kids. Advantage. Advantage. A quality of something that makes it better or more useful. For example, one of the advantages of living in the country is the fresh air. Involvement, in or with something. Involvement, in or with something. The act of taking part in something. For example, he spoke openly about his involvement with the singer. Qualified. Qualified. Having the practical knowledge or skills to do something. For example, I don't know much about it, so I don't feel qualified to comment. Sponsor. Sponsor. To pay the costs of a particular event, program, etc. For example, sports events sponsored by the tobacco industry. Okay, class. In this part, we will learn some common sentences that are often used when talking about choosing between private schools and public schools. I prefer a public school to a private school. I prefer a public school to a private school. In public school, teachers tend to be more qualified than in private school counterparts in terms of education and experience. In public school, teachers tend to be more qualified than in private school counterparts in terms of education and experience. But in private school, parent involvement is stronger. But in private school, parent involvement is stronger. I'm most pleased that public schools have enough students to sponsor activities for the kids. I'm most pleased that public schools have enough students to sponsor activities for the kids.
Honey, what are you doing?
I'm still looking for a good school for our son. I prefer public school to private school, but I know you don't.
I already told you why I prefer private schools to public schools.
Well, there are many advantages to learning in a public school.
Okay, let's discuss them again now. Tell me, what are the advantages of public schools?
What is the woman doing? She is looking for a good school for her son. According to the woman, are there any advantages of learning in a public school? Yes, there are. Well, in public schools, teachers tend to be more qualified than their private school counterparts in terms of education and experience.
On this point, I agree with you. But in private schools, parent involvement is stronger.
I don't think so. I think parent involvement is strong in both. Also, in public schools, students tend to spend more time studying core subjects. According to the woman, are teachers in public schools more qualified? Yes, they are. What is the woman most pleased about? She is most pleased that public schools can sponsor more activities for the kids.
Okay. Anything else?
I'm most pleased that public schools have enough students to sponsor activities for the kids.
Outdoor activities are important for our children.
Right? And public schools are simply bigger than private schools. They have enough students to pull off a science fair or even a computer club.
Choosing the right school for children is one of the most important decisions parents have to make. Okay, honey, let's go for public schools.
I think that's the best decision you've made, darling.
Only second to marrying you, dear.
According to the man, are outdoor activities important for their kids? Yes, they are. What does the man think about choosing a school for their children?
Public
He
school.
thinks it's one of the most important decisions parents have to make. Finally, what type of school do they choose?
Public school.
They choose a public school. That's enough for today. I hope you had a wonderful time learning with us. Don't forget the next lesson. See ya!
This is a short vowel sound. It's pronounced and to make this sound you just relax your mouth. You try. Listen and repeat. And again. In fact, this is a very common sound in English, and in many grammar words it's the only vowel sound, such as the, of, that. Let's practice these. Listen and repeat. The, of, that. Now you also get this sound in many words of more than one syllable. Listen. About, common, standard, butter. Let's practice. Listen to me and repeat. About, common, standard, butter. Good. You could say that the vowel is the most important vowel in English. In fact, it's so important it has its own name. It's called John. No, not really. It's actually called schwa. Schwa, which is pretty strange when you think about it, because the word schwa doesn't have the schwa sound in it. So why is this sound so important? Well, it's a very natural sound for English speakers, and it's actually the most frequent sound in English. It appears in just about every word with more than 2 syllables, and it's very important for getting the stress and rhythm of English right. Schwa is usually in unstressed syllables. Let's have a look at some examples. Accuse, banana, father, camera. Okay, now you try. Listen and repeat. Accuse, banana, father, camera. Now, as well as being a part of many words, schwa can also be the pronunciation for a whole word itself. And to show you this, I'm going to need an assistant.
A cup of tea.
Thank you. An ordinary cup of tea. But listen to what happens when I say the words a and of naturally. A cup of tea. A cup of tea. The words a and of become schwa, a. Now you try. Listen and repeat after me. A cup of tea. A cup of tea. Good. Now this is such a natural and common way to pronounce cup of that in British English the word cuppa actually means a cup of tea. And after all that, I'm really looking forward to my cuppa. Actually, what I really fancy is a piece of cake. This is a long vowel sound. It's pronounced Now you try. Listen and repeat after me. Here are some words which have this sound. Nurse, stir, learn, refer. Now you try. Listen carefully and repeat after me. Nurse, stir, learn, refer. Good.
Surge. Photograph.
Sofa.
Curve.
Quirk.
Remember. Scatter.
Part 2. Listening. You will listen to a conversation between two people. The conversation is divided into 3 small parts. You will be asked to answer some questions in each part. Hello, John Smith speaking.
Honey, it's me. I'm afraid I'm going to be late for today's workshop on how to choose a school for your children.
Oh, don't worry. I'll wait for you.
I've been stuck in traffic for 30 minutes. Maybe you should go to the workshop so that we don't miss it.
Okay. Part 2. Listening. You will listen to a conversation between two people. The conversation is divided into 3 small parts. You will be asked to answer some questions in each part. Hello, John Smith speaking.
Honey, it's me. I'm afraid I'm going to be late for today's workshop on how to choose a school for your children.
Oh, don't worry. I'll wait for you.
I've been stuck in traffic for 30 minutes. Maybe you should go to the workshop so that we don't miss it.
Okay.
I'm here. Oh no, has it ended?
Yeah, but it was a helpful workshop.
Really? What did I miss?
Well, they provided me with some insight into public school versus private school. The strengths and weaknesses of each type of school were also analyzed carefully.
So what do you think? Which type of school should we send our children to? I'm here. Oh no, has it ended?
Yeah, but it was a helpful workshop.
Really? What did I miss?
Well, they provided me with some insight into public school versus private school. The strengths and weaknesses of each type of school were also analyzed carefully.
So what do you think? Which type of school should we send our children to?
I think a private school would be better.
But public schools are free, whereas private schools require a large investment.
It's not money that matters. I think we should consider the quality of education first. Private schools often have better resources, such as better teachers, equipment, and materials.
Well, if so, I have more research to do at home.
I'm going to do more research too. Let's work together to give our best to our children.